What's going on, guys? Quick update on SoFi today. So up about 8% and a little bit after hours. And we saw this last week. The overall market was very volatile and had a big sell-off, but we knew this wasn't just about SoFi. This was just the overall market selling off, and it had actually tapped under $26. So definitely stopped some people out, shake some people out. But as far as the chart goes, looked really well. And so we just kept on holding, and obviously today back to $30, looking like it wants new all-time highs this week. But I want to get into the flow, the chart, and any news that we could find. So I had been talking about SoFi coming into this green zone, a really good solid support zone, which was 24.78 to 26.56, and it actually did come all the way down and almost tap the previous month low of 25.31. So it did kind of stop some people out, I'm sure, breaking that support, but quickly bounced back the same day. And then now we're looking at the start of this week already, breaking out and looking for that all-time high break. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. But yeah, all the calls I got are all up. Shares are up. Didn't sell anything. Was not worried about SoFi at all. Just given the overall market selling off, had nothing to do with SoFi. So we held our ground on that one. If you look at the call flow for SoFi, 10.9 million calls versus a little over 500,000 inputs. And they are targeting, all kinds of expirations, a lot of December, a lot of January. But that is very bullish. So that leads me to believe that something big is coming for SoFi, hopefully in December, that S&P 500 inclusion. But I just want to look at the biggest flow for today. Might have even had like $1 million order in there. 500K for the 30 strikes. So in the money, but out to January. That's a large order. So I definitely expect SoFi to be tapping that all-time high and hopefully break out over it pretty soon here. And then here's what that looks like on the monthly. So given that sell-off, you could see this trend line really didn't break too much. Tested that previous month low and then bounced, and now we are breaking out of this monthly ascending triangle and hopefully going to see us tap that all-time high. So we'll break above, likely retest it and hold, and then continue higher if the overall market lets us before pulling back. But yeah, basically stayed patient, didn't chase up here. We got our green zone retest. I added more calls, and now we are sitting pretty and well above, where we bought. Actually, my shares did go red on this dip, but I really wasn't worried about it. So now we're well up on SoFi and ready to cruise and let this thing just continue to fly and hopefully get above all-time highs and into the 40s pretty soon here. I did want to check out RIVN because we talked about that in a recent video as well. All right, and looking at RIVN, up about 7% on the day and kind of double topped here intraday at around 1668 and sold off a little bit, but really good day. Ever since earnings, it's up 21%. So I definitely got a good average cost going on RIVN, and I do think this thing will really start to show out next year. Just given the chart, it is breaking out of the 3-month, but we've seen this thing kind of break out multiple times over 1640 and then sell back off. It's happened quite a few times. Even one time tapped like $19 and sold all the way back off to 10. So it has been consolidating for a long time, starting to pop over right here. So I'm looking for a pop over, retest, and continue higher. But I am more bullish on this one in 2026. This could come back down and continue to consolidate for another 3 to 6 months. But I do expect RIVN to be trading, up in this range in the near future, probably within a year. So this is what we're kind of looking at here. As far as the flow goes, 2.2 million to the call side, barely any puts on RIVN, and you're seeing a lot of these EV stocks like RIVN, XPeng, Lucid, Tesla, they're all popping. So EV stocks are kind of hyping up again. So this one is definitely one to keep an eye on.